Happy Wednesday. I see you guys are all coming in. As always, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So in the chat, just let me know that you hear my voice. And hello, hello. Hi, Zeman. Hi, Ganger. Hi, Just Live Art. Good to hear from you guys. And yeah, today I'm excited. We have a very different show today. I'm going to be playing a little bit more of DJ Lindsey, where I'll be just sharing with you guys a bunch of songs that I like. And I thought this would be a perfect thing to do today because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And AMP has been really trying to make a priority of sharing awareness about mental health and spreading good vibes and also understanding. And so I just thought it would be fun today to play a bunch of songs that I think are, good for awareness of mental health, but also the songs that put me in a good place, things that I like to listen to. So anyways, I think we'll probably jump right into it, but I just want to share that I think mental health is something that every single one of us has to deal with. Of course it is. Of course it's something every single one of us has to deal with. But I feel like we're all just kind of at a different fluctuating spectrum all the time. And, we're so lucky that we are in a time where we're aware of these things, and there's a lot of tools, and there's a lot of research done, and there's podcasts. We can go to therapy. We can read books. There's so many resources. But at the same time, mental health struggles have never been harder than they are right now because of the way our world works, because of the anxiety that just our lifestyles create, and dealing with everything from crazy schedules to electronics to, comparison game. Like, there's just so much that plays into mental health these days. So, I just wanted to, I see you guys in the comments all saying, that you guys are relating to this topic. And, I know from a fact, I've gotten to really connect with a lot of my fans through sharing my own mental health struggles. There were years when I was really, really unhealthy and really in a bad spot. And I am so grateful, so thankful that I put in the time to work on myself and to do the hard things and to face those terrifying fears that come with getting better from mental health. Like, it's a terrifying process, and I literally felt like I was having to kind of crack myself open and wondering if there'd be anything left of me after I did this, after I shatter, for lack of a better term, this part of myself, will I actually be underneath all of this, or will there be nothing left? And I just want to share with anyone who's going through a hard time with their mental health, or you're wondering if it's worth, getting help, or if it's worth going through the struggle, or if, I'm fine. If you're in that place where you just keep kind of patting yourself on the back and saying, it's working, I'm fine, and I don't need to work on it. I just want to say that I am so grateful for the time that I invested into myself and into my health, because I never would have gotten to where I'm at today if I hadn't. I wouldn't have had the capability to, to one, work as hard as I've worked, but also write music from a healthy place, to be able to openly connect with my fans, to be able to, and even more than just, the ability that my mental health and my clarity in that has given me to have a good career. I think the most important thing is that I'm happy, and of course I have down times. I still experience depression. I still have times when I'm really discouraged, or, maybe times when I really am like, right now, I'm not in love with myself right now, but at least I know how to work through it now. I have the tools, and these are moments. They're not my life. Where it used to be, that was my existence, was these kind of feelings and this self-loathing and self-hatred. And so I just want to give hope to anybody who feels like you're there. Maybe you are feeling like you're in a hopeless spot and you don't know if there's a way to get better and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I want to be that light at the end of the tunnel for you right now, and just let you know that you can make it through. There is more ahead, that you can be happy. You can feel confident. You can love yourself. And it's worth every ounce of effort and pain and fear that you'll go through ever to get there. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play some music here for anyone who's just joining. We're going to listen to a lot of music. And these are all songs that have kind of helped me go through just my own mental health moments. And so, yeah, I'm going to start with Scars to Your Beautiful by Alessia Cara. I just love the message of this song, just the idea that, the things that hurt us, the things that sometimes feel like they're going to break us, they actually leave, they may leave marks, but they make us stronger. And it's those pieces of our past that make us who we are. They're what make us beautiful. They're what give us empathy, what give us character. So this is Scars to Your Beautiful with Alessia Cara. Love that song. Love her. I'm about to look up and see if she has done anything recently, because anything I hear from her, I always love. And it's funny how sometimes artists just kind of fall out of your radar and you're like, wait, I haven't heard from them in a while. And it's like, oh, they're still doing stuff, and they just fell off my radar. I think it's funny whenever I see people comment on, usually it happens on TikTok, because TikTok goes to a wider range of people. But I always think it's funny when I see comments of oh my gosh, Lindsey Stirling, I haven't heard of her in 10 years. One, that makes me feel old. But secondly, I always laugh because it's just oh my gosh, I have been blasting the internet with myself for 10 years. I didn't know a rock could have been unturned without me being seen. But still, it just goes to show you that there's so much out there that's we just kind of lose sight of. And anyway, so I choose not to take offense when I see comments like that, and I just giggle about it. Okay, this is a song that I love. I find it very calming. I love the purity of this woman's voice. She has the voice of an angel. I just don't know anyone that sings with as clear of tone as her. This is Casey Musgrave's Rainbow. All right, that song is so sweet, and I love that a lot of her songs, they seem almost like lullabies, but lullabies for adults, grown-up lullabies. I just find her stuff so comforting, and if you think about it, maybe it's a little bit cheesy, the message of the metaphor of a rainbow being over your head, so put down your umbrella. I don't care, I love it, and I just think she has such a gorgeous voice. Also, you guys know I'm a fan of Christmas, always and forever, and her Amazon Prime Christmas special from 3 years ago, it was so good. It was amazing. I don't know if you can still look it up on Amazon, and I don't know if you want to do that in May, but next Christmas you should look it up and you should watch it because it's charming. It's just so beautifully filmed, and her costumes, and anyways, everything about it, it was very well done, and I loved it. So yeah, that's a really great, and she's got so many of those kind of calming songs. All right, next I would like to play Soft to Be Strong by Marina. She used to be called Marina and the Diamonds. That's how I first heard of her, but now I think she just goes by Marina. I think she's great. I love her music. I think she's fiery and feisty and fun, but this song is really different from any of the other songs I've heard her sing, and I love the idea of you gotta be soft to be strong. Oh, I love that, and I love her voice. And like I said, I think that song is so fun because most of her music is full of attitude, and she's spicy, and she's usually up on stage in a bright pink onesie. And so when I heard this from her, I was like, oh my gosh, what a cool softer side of such a badass artist. So anyway, love that, love her. This next one I want to play is from one of my friends. My good friend Rachel Platten actually just released her album, and she has been working on this album for, I want to say, at least 2 years. I forget what she said exactly, but I know it's been at least 2 years where she has been writing for this album. And she's put her heart and soul into it, and it's the first album she's released since having children. And she has expressed to me just how much being a mom has changed her perspective on life, of course. But just she wrote this particular song for her young daughters, just hoping that they believe always that they're strong and they know all they can do, and that they're kind, and that they do good in the world, and just basically all her wishes for her daughters. So I thought this was a beautiful song, kind of for mental health awareness of just the strength and courage that all of us have. So just imagine that Rachel Platten is singing this about you. This is her song, Girls. Oh, I love that song. I love it so much. I just can feel the emotion in it, and it makes me think of not only my mom and everything she hopes for me, and her daughters, but also makes me think of the love of sisterhood, and also even more than that, just the love of womanhood and friendship. And anyway, so I hope you love that. And also a cool story about that song. she said that she tried to produce it out and like add orchestration and, make it kind of turn into like a really beautiful, full, produced song. And she said that the more they tried to add to it, the more the song seemed to fall away. And so she realized that this song just wanted to be bare. It just wanted to be authentic and raw. And so she did that, what you just heard, in one take, which is crazy. Like when you're recording something and you know that this is going to be the version that lasts forever and it's going to be on the album and this is the one everybody's going to listen to over and over again, hopefully, that's a lot of pressure in general to record, but especially to do it in one take. That's just crazy, and it's so beautiful. And she said that she was almost out of time in the studio. She'd done it several times, and every time there was something about it that was wrong. And so finally she said she just went outside and said a prayer. And she was like, God, if you want this to happen, I wrote this song for you, and for my daughters. After that prayer, she went back in and she said she recorded it one more time because that's all she had time for. And that's the take we just listened to. And I do think a big part of mental health is finding out what you believe in. There's so many studies that say that a huge part of mental health is believing in something greater than yourself. And whether that is the common good of humanity, or whether that's energy or God or karma, or like whatever it is that you believe in, whatever your thing is, I think it is so important to have something that you can turn to when you are scared, or when you are afraid for the world, or when you're discouraged, or when you don't know what the plan is, just something to lean to that's greater than yourself. I think that has been proven through studies to be a huge part of a good mental health. So anyways, I like that story about Rachel. She is a very spiritual person and she's inspired me a lot. Okay, so we're going to go for like just a great feel-good pump-up song. I love Pink. You guys all know that. And so I chose a Pink song. She has a new song called Trust Fall on her latest album. And I just think it's great, a great thought of like, sometimes you just got to take a leap. You have to believe in yourself enough to take leaps. And, and when you're scared, when you're nervous, when you don't feel hopeful, sometimes you need someone like Pink to tell you that you are brave enough to take a leap. So this is Trust Fall. So good. I am so excited. I'm actually going to see her on this tour. I'm going to be like sitting in the audience. I don't mean I'm going to be like hanging with her. I've actually never met Pink, and someday this will happen. It is on my vision board. I will meet her someday, and work with her someday. I just know it. But until then, I'm going to continue to go to her shows and just be a big fan and love every second of it. And just, knowing that she does all this cool aerial stuff, I'm like, what is she going to do in that song? I cannot wait to see it. I love the way her brain works and how strong her body is. She is just a beast. Okay, this next one, I want to play I Love Me from Demi Lovato. And this is like a song, not like just a pick-me-up or something like that. This actually is written about mental health. And the music video for this song is so good. I love that she's playing herself, but she's also playing, her inner demon as well. The bad parts of her brain that are pulling her down. And anyways, it's a really cool video. It's colorful. It's beautiful. It's full of joy, but it also expresses like a real thing that we all face. And I think one of the biggest things that helped me get through my, different layers of my mental health, especially when I was in a really bad place with it, was it changed my life when I realized that I could separate myself from the disease. Once I realized I had, for me, it was anorexia that I first realized I was dealing with. And, when I learned that, oh my gosh, like, okay, I am not broken. I am not destroyed. No. Anorexia is just something that has come and attached itself to me. And I need to make it, I need to let it know that I'm not going to let it talk to me like that anymore. I'm not going to accept this for my life. And so I liked to look at it more like, rather than anorexia was me, anorexia was something else. And it was almost like I was in a dysfunctional relationship with this thing, this parasite that had come in and tried to take over my body and my mind. And being able to separate it was, I think, the thing that saved me. Learning to separate my voice from the anorexia voice and learning to deal with it that way. So that's why I loved the video that Demi Lovato did so much, because she really portrays mental health in that way, where there's the, there's the inner voice that's the negative mental health voice, and then there's her. So anyways, it's a great video. You should watch it. But as for now, we're just going to listen to I Love Me by Demi Lovato. Ooh, that is a great song. I haven't listened to it in a while. I knew I liked it, but I don't know. I love when you listen to a song and you're just like, ooh, they killed it. Like the production, everything about it, so good. She's like a rock girl now, which is pretty cool. So next, I would like to listen to Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. I actually just ran into her the other day. I met her once before, but haven't seen her in years, and she's the nicest person. And I think this song is such a great anthem, just reminding you that the best is yet to come. Like, we've all had wonderful chapters of life. We've all had hard things. And especially when you're in the middle of one of the hard things, it's hard not to feel like maybe the best is behind me, or maybe I should set my expectations lower. But like, she just talks about like feeling the beauty of the moment you're in, like feel the rain on your skin, write your own story. Like, basically, like, more is out there for you. You've just got to write it. So this is Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. Man, that song is such a jam, and it literally takes me back to like multiple memories from like when I was in, I think, mostly college. But anyways, that's an anthem. That is a great anthem. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I want to do one next that's like just my favorite, actually. It's my favorite calming song. And I definitely have a playlist that I meditate to, or if I'm just feeling a little extra anxious, whether it's, I'm nervous about something, or I'm just kind of in LA traffic and I start to feel like, the feeling, or just, sometimes just anxiety creeps in at weird times and I like to calm myself down. This is my favorite calming song, and it's actually one of my favorite songs actually ever written. So this is from Danny Elfman. It's a short one. It's from Edward Scissorhands, the movie, and it's called Ice Dance. I'm telling you, if you listen to that song with headphones, you feel like heaven is at your door. It is so magical, especially like when I'm meditating, or if I'm doing breath work, or even sometimes like I like to pray as part of like my spiritual practice. And sometimes when I'm listening to songs or music like that, it helps my prayers feel more real. I don't know, or it just helps me focus better. So anyways, I love that song. It's one of my faves. While we're on this kind of sweet, soft moment, I think I'd like to play an Enya song. I went through an Enya kick at the beginning of this year, and I just love her so much. She is so magical. I think she's actually a fairy herself. So this is a song that was actually part of the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. It's called May It Be. All right. I hope you guys didn't fall asleep. That song is so calming. It's literally like a lullaby. So yeah, and how nice to just end with a little moment of the Fellowship of the Rings. So good. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to play next? I'll let you guys say in the chat. What are you feeling? Do you want more of a pick-me-up song, or do you want another kind of more beautiful, like, calming song? What's everybody feeling? A pick-me-up. Okay, I hear you loud and clear. Then next we're going to do, okay, this is from Shiny Toy Guns. I think this is a great song if it's like you just want to kind of up your mood a little bit and dance around your house. And I like that it's called Rainy Monday because, things that genuinely kind of are proven to make people's mood a little dimmer is rain and overcast. Seasonal depression is a real thing. And then also Mondays are like, kind of the most unpopular day of the week. They kind of make people's mood. So it's about having, a good rainy Monday. So maybe not being in the best situation, but still making it beautiful. So I love this song. Okay, we're going to go for another bold one, another exciting, upbeat one. This is a great anthem as well from our girl Sarah Bareilles, telling us all to go out there and be brave. All right. Sarah Bareilles with Brave. Next, I thought it'd be nice to do one. This is like a medium level. It's just a nice song that's kind of calming and meditative, but also at the same time, it also has a very big, grand feeling to it. So this is by Jake, JVKE, and it's from his album. This is what falling in love feels like. So this is Golden Hour. Whew. So good. And yes, I am offended that he did not ask me to play that violin solo. I think I would have smashed it, just saying. But I always think it's funny. There's millions of violinists in the world, and yet whenever I hear, a pop song or a musician have a violin solo in their music, I'm like, why didn't they ask me? But then I remind myself that there's lots of violinists out there, and that song is just so beautiful. He is extremely talented. I love his songs and how he incorporates like a very classical element into them. I'm going to go for a throwback right now, a real throwback. And this is just Avril Lavigne, and I'm putting her on my playlist because I find Avril just comforting to my soul, and I love this song is about like I'm with you, so you're not alone. Gotta love Avril, and I love that she's having such a moment right now, or not even right now, but I feel like she's been having a huge moment for the last, I don't know, year and a half, where she's really kind of come back to the spotlight in a pretty big way, and she's touring and doing massive shows, and I just love it when I see that happen with artists that kind of took a back seat for a while, and now they get the chance to come and be in the spotlight again. I feel like Shania Twain has been having a moment like that as well, and it always makes me so happy to see that happen for people. Okay, I'm just going to play a few more. This one, I haven't listened to this song in a while, but I just love the title. It's called Sunshine by One Republic. One Republic. So I figure it's a happy song for anybody's day. All right, I love that. That is a super happy song. I think, that was kind of a blind choice, a bit of a risk, but I think it paid off. I was a fan. All right, I think, let's see. I think I'll play one more song for you. This is one of my favorite songs. It was definitely my favorite song when I was for a time, when I was in high school. And I just think it's beautiful. I think it's uplifting, but it's also it's sweet. It's Hear You Me, and it always reminds me of angels, because that's what it's talking about. And you guys, a lot of you probably know that I believe in angels. I have, my dad and my best friend Gavi both passed away, and I believe now that they are my angels and that they look after me. And honestly, kind of like I said before, how it's important to have something that you believe in that's greater than yourself, no matter what it is. Like I said, it could be kindness and humanity. It could be karma. It could be, it could be God. It could be whatever. And I feel like the belief I have that angels are looking out for me has really helped my mental health. It's helped me have hope through hard times. It's helped me feel like there is a strength out there that's beyond my own, that can kind of uplift me when I feel like I've given all I have to give, or when I feel like I'm not strong enough on my own. I can remember that I believe there is help from the other side and from my angels. And, so as you listen to this, I just want you to think about whatever it is that does bring you hope, and whatever it is that leads you in and gets you through hard times. This is from Jimmy Eat World, my favorite band from high school. Hear You Me. All right. I love that song. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this playlist of music that really does kind of help pull me through hard times. It helps me calm down if I'm in anxious times, and it just helps me feel good when I need a little pick-me-up. So I hope you enjoyed these songs. Maybe you'll add them to your playlist. But if anything else, I just hope that you're having a lovely day. I hope you're having a good week, and, I hope that you're in a good place with your mental health. But just again, we all go through rough times. I think it's a wave, and it's important to see it like that, where you're at today isn't where you're always going to be. And that's for better and for worse. If you're in a great place, that's wonderful. Enjoy it, live in it, and cherish it, because good times are so special. But also if you're in a rough time, and you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, I just want to remind you that there is a light at that tunnel's end, and that you will get there. And especially if you keep working on yourself, and if you don't give up, and if you do the hard things and put in the work, that I know you'll come out the other side. And I'm living proof of that. There was once a time when I was so dark and so sad, and I hated myself so much. And I don't think I ever thought it was possible to be this happy, consistently. And, now I'm a pretty happy person. And when I have hard times, that's the exception. It used to be completely the reverse. But anyways, if you are struggling, there are so many resources out there. There are hotlines for mental health that you can call. You can talk to someone. You can go to therapy. You can listen to uplifting podcasts. You can read positive books. Like, there's so many resources out there. So if it's a matter of I can't afford it, or I don't have time, well, guess what? Everybody has time to work on themselves. So, and there's nothing more important that you could do. So anyways, that's my little soapbox. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to end this. And I just want to say, I hope you're all doing wonderfully wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you next week. And I know I said this last week, but we had to reschedule with her. But next week, Colby Calais will be my guest. So join us next week, I believe at 4:00 Pacific time. And I'll be chatting with Colby and listening to some of her amazing music. All right. Until then, ciao.